Doom, let's talk about it. And I'm gonna see if I can play the game looking at my phone screen. Where are you? Did he unalive himself? Here we go.
Against all the evil that hell can conjure, all the wickedness that mankind can produce, we'll send unto them only you. Rip and tear until it is done.
I didn't always have the happiest days at school, but Doom was always there for me. A real gem from my childhood. I first got Doom in 1995, when I was 9, after my family brought home a Windows 95 PC. I started with a shareware version, and a year later, at 10, I got the full game. Plus Doom 2.
Install Doom, my sweet child. Kill all the demons.
Doom remains a groundbreaking game, and the developers behind it, visionaries like Carmack, Romero, and Sandy Petersen, are legends in their own right. I recently replayed the original Doom from 1993 and finished all the 3 episodes on Heartbeat Plenty difficulty, pistol starting every level, meaning I entered each map with only the pistol and lost all my gear from the previous one. I once heard Sandy Petersen say he tested the first 3 episodes this way, in case players forgot to save at the start of a map. And as far as I remember, Sandy joined id Software as a level designer after Tom Hall left. And many of Sandy maps were built on Tom's earlier layouts. As a kid, I was scared of the monsters at first, but pushing forward helped me get over it. The cyber demons fascinated me, flesh and metal fused together. It reminded me of Iron Maiden's The X Factor cover, with a monster half flesh, half machine. I remember seeing that album in a record store and thinking that it was the coolest image ever. I also loved how the former humans seemed possessed like the Deadites from The Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness, which I'd watch on TV set up in my room. Thanks Mom and Dad for letting me have my own TV so I could watch forbidden movies late at night. Thank you very much. I had a wonderful childhood thanks to awesome video games like Doom and kick-ass horror movies. I also learned that Doom was originally planned as an Alien franchise game, loosely based on James Cameron's Aliens. In the end, the team decided not to go that route, so they could keep more artistic freedom, especially the freedom to lean into satanic themes mixed with science fiction. Still, the main protagonist remains a tough marine, clearly inspired by the colonial marines from Aliens. Pinkies were horrifying. Seeing one charge straight at me was genuinely unnerving as a child. No surprise, Doom also reminded me of Evil Dead and heavy metal. The old school id Software crew were clearly influenced by both. The chainsaw and shotgun felt ripped straight from Bruce Campbell's arsenal in Evil Dead.
Hail to the king, baby.
And the soundtrack had the energy of headbanging metal concert. I recently decided to play Doom again in 2025 since Bethesda now owns the IP and re-released it on Steam. I already finished Doom Eternal and Doom from 2016, and while Doom the Dark Ages is still on my wishlist, the old school original pulled me right back in. I just had to experience that classic once more. Episode 1, Knee Deep in the Dead. This episode still looks the best to me. Romero maps are tight and clever, with lightning tricks that ratchet up tension. Rooms that darken and brighten, stretches of pitch black where you can't see a thing. The USC industrial military futurism looks great. And the traps are memorable. Grab a keycard and the wall slides open to reveal imps waiting to ambush you. Pinkies in narrow corridors still create a real pressure, and it's deeply satisfying to rev the chainsaw through them. As a kid, I found the 2 barons of hell terrifying. As an adult, they were easier than I remember. My favorite map here is E1M2, Nuclear Plant. Well designed, great atmosphere. Finding a secret area hidden fairly, but not unfairly, with a switch that let me step outside while grabbing the red key felt fantastic. The big windows complemented the skybox nicely, and it was satisfying to explore the outdoors. The industrial computer lab look still holds up today. Honestly, the shareware episode on its own is a complete, self-contained game. That's how I first experienced Doom before moving on to the Shores of Hell and Inferno. Episode 2, The Shores of Hell. My favorite here is E2M2, Containment Area. A perfect blend of industrial military spaces gradually invaded by hellish architecture. As if a gateway opened and hell is infecting UAC facilities like a virus. You get strobing light effects reminiscent of Romero's episode 1 work. This episode also introduces the plasma gun and the crushing ceilings that mash enemies into a gory spaghetti, immensely satisfying. Most of episode 2 is attributed to Sandy Petersen, often finishing maps originally started by Tom Hall. The castle styling in maps like E2M3 adds a flavor, and you can feel the shift towards a fleshy, surreal, Giger-esque and Lovecraftian textures that become even more prominent in episode 3. E2M6 Halls of the Damned has that famous or infamous fake exit. Unforgettable. Episode 2 also brings in 2 flying heads, the Kako Demon and the Screaming Lost Soul, which is especially annoying if you're using a rocket launcher. They charge, you shoot, and boom, environmental damage to yourself. E2M8 Tower of Babel pits you against the Cyber Demon, huge and menacing. As a kid, the mechanical footfalls made me sunspot him and dread turning a corner. As an adult, he's manageable, just strafe and dodge.
They are rage, brutal without mercy. But you will be worse. Rip and tear until it is done.
Episode 3, Inferno. I didn't enjoy Inferno as much as the first 2, but it has some undeniably cool art direction. Skulls as wall textures that reminded me of European ossuaries decorated with bones. Some walls look like stretched human skin with metal pipes feeding into them. A mix of H.R. Giger organic nightmare with rustic industrial metal. Otherworldly hellscapes typical of Sandy Petersen's maps. There is a ton of red, damaging floors, red ceilings, red bricks. It all screams danger. There are even trees in hell. Why not? If there's fauna, there can be flora, right? The teleport puzzles though, not fun. Teleport riddles rarely are. Doom introduced me to exploding barrels, and using the environment to blow up enemies never gets old. It was the first truly fast first-person shooter I played. John Carmack's tech made the combat feel blisteringly quick. Doom walked so well, Doom Eternal could run and double jump. The mutilated corpses, impaled, chained, nailed to walls, evoked Clive Barker's Hellraiser. I love the names too. The final level Dish, Nods to Dante, and Barons of Hell is just metal. I'm pretty sure Sandy Petersen had a hand in many of those names. The sound design still slaps despite of tech limits of the time. Monster roars, explosions, and weapon sounds have a real weight. Doom also featured enemy infighting, meaning one type of demon could turn on another. Clever players could use this chaos strategically, letting the monsters thin each other out before stepping in to finish the job. The near absence of cutscene storytelling worked in the game's favor. The environmental storytelling is enough. The evil multiplanetary megacorporation USE decided it was a great idea to poke the literal forces of hell with a stick, and naturally got smacked back so hard the whole universe started spiraling out of control. As a kid, Doom on PC was the most fun game in the house. Even though I also had NES and Sega. Playing it again in 2025, Doom is still a timeless classic that holds up beautifully. It's the kind of game you can replay every decade and still have a blast. Let me know in the comments if I misremembered anything. And please share your favorite Doom moments too. Thank you for watching and have a good one.